How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Carlson here, and we are doing another episode of The Vampire Diaries with episode 4, season 4. Looking forward to getting into this, as it's been a really solid start with this season, following Elena's journey into being a vampire, but also you've got a few new characters with very intriguing stories showing up. One of them certainly had some very big intrigue in regards to, I guess, the closing moments of the last episode in regards to the Five. Of course, theories are going to be bound to be made in regards to, okay, what could they what could they be? And you know, I'm thinking this might be very key to Klaus in regards to Elena. Obviously, the whole doppelganger situation has been put on to a grinding halt with, of course, her being a vampire. But I feel like the Five might be key for Klaus to kind of restart that party. So yeah, it's been great though, like I said, these last few episodes, and I'm hoping that the good form continues. So with that said, it's episode 4 of season 4 for the Vampire Diaries. Let's go. Oh, is it the same? Yeah, it's the same tattoos that Connor has. Okay.
You're not gonna tell me?
You gonna spill the beans? Ah!
We're in a fight. You're in a fight. I'm not in a fight. I'm over it. I've been over it.
That's so mad at me about Elena.
You let her feel.
She needs to learn snatch, eat, erase now more than ever. We're not in a fight, remember?
Yeah, but we can restart right now if you keep that attitude up.
Had to rip me off of it. Listen to me. You're the one who's getting me through this. No matter who teaches me how to feed.
You're her saving grace. No matter what.
Just be careful, okay? What's that?
The key to your new truck. It's parked outside.
You can't buy him
Paid for,
shit
insured,
to say what.
If that's your idea of an apology, you should probably give it to him.
To say water under the bridge. Well, that is a bit insensitive.
You're a sorority girl.
You're disgusting.
Self-aware.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Stop it, David! Stop checking
rich,
people out.
what pops into your head? Halloween costume?
Charmed.
Villain of a fairy?
A ripper.
You're not a ripper.
What if I am?
Well, then pick someone and we'll find out.
I mean, it's dangerous waters when...
Stoner guys are no good to grab. They're too paranoid.
Yeah,
You don't want the
we're
extra
talking
buzz.
about... We'll see and we'll find out.
I don't know anything.
Thankfully, I know plenty.
That's it though, he's even seemingly out the loop, and yet... You know, gives something away and all of that, but yeah.
Damon said you knew.
But with the bloodshed came exposure.
So witness with your
I
own
love
eyes.
Klaus's long hair, by the way. Oh no. Did they have Maybelline, you know, back then?
And Rebecca had a thing with one of them.
Oh, she didn't just have a thing. She fell in love with him. He told her
Wow.
all his secrets, which I will gladly share with you,
For a
provided
price.
you do one thing for
Yeah,
me.
there's always a
what's that?
price.
Get Rebecca.
Anytime soon. And I'm just looking for a way we can all get along. Plus, you can't be too happy wandering around school with no friends.
Or what if I don't care what you or anyone else thinks?
Well, I'm pretty sure that you care what.
Look how
Matt
April's just sitting there
over there
absorbing
thinks.
all of this. She
Who's
can't
that?
go through this.
It's my little sister.
There's gonna be a bit of
Get out of
hesitance.
here. Go back to class.
Kryptonite.
Frat party. Douche Central. Which is why you'll be eating very well tonight.
Oh god.
So which should we go as? Victims or killers?
His body's just a little deterred by that.
You threw away Elena's blood, so I can't make any more hybrids.
Because you took me for granted.
That's what big brothers do, sweetheart.
But then look out for the younger siblings.
Other people I'd rather be having dinner with right now.
Fine. I'm sorry. I often forget.
We have the ultimate weapon, which no vampire can survive.
Sword.
So that's what this is about. A weapon.
To be fair, we had stakes and all of that.
Get ahead of the story.
That even the
How is a
originals were
weapon the
separable
answer to all
too.
my prayers.
Jeremy here is a bit of an artist.
I'm not helping you with anything.
I'm afraid you are.
He's difficult. Absolutely difficult.
Serial killer. I'm Jack. And these are the two lovely ladies.
No way! Are you shitting me?
Murder house.
Jack
Bloody Mary's free until midnight.
the
Enjoy
Who?
yourselves. Well, now remember, the idea is not.
Yeah, but I feel like she's gonna go OTT just because he's a dick.
Step away from the ledge.
Oh, okay, progress!
Told me the same thing I told you. If I could see the mark, I was a potential.
Who was it?
Okay.
Just a guy I served in Iraq with. I lost track of him, and in one day, tattoo just showed up on me.
So what, like,
Started on
he
my hand,
died,
but
I'm guessing.
They're all so evil, they must be put down.
Let us not talk of such evil. Let us do this. And this.
Trying to drill the information out of you, not drill you.
My sister's boyfriend, you were vulnerable. You trusted him. Over me!
Oh,
What
damn.
did he promise you?
Nick, Nick, I swear.
What did he promise you?
Nick. A cure.
Boom!
He said there was a cure.
Boom!
So you can go back to mass producing your hybrids. That's why you brought Stefan in, because you knew he'd help you, even though he hates your guts. You know
This
what,
will
you can
help
chef
Elena
your
with
cure.
control and all of that. Are you happy? Are you happy with this family dramatics?
Magic. If you're interested.
Are you?
What? No. I'm just,
Quick to
I'm just a
deflect
guy
that.
with a very open mind who's seen a lot of things. And I'm willing to pass some of them along, if you're up for it.
Not so funny though. Where I'm at with Charm, Phoebe Halliwell's lost her abilities as part for consequences, and now here we are. The time, I just have great timing at times.
Stopping us right now. I feel so close to you right now.
Felt like it was inevitable. It's gonna lead this way, isn't it? Because look how it, like, you can feel the intensity here. I did find it funny though. Bonnie walked in the room, and that's when, like, Elena snapped back into normality.
Nice lines. Now, if you could just hurry it up a little bit.
You can't rush art.
Stop the racket.
Oh shit! Did he really give him a taste? Well, not really a taste of his own medicine, but still a bite.
You're lucky I can't kill you. Freak.
Poor Nate. Guy really.
And you know what makes me able to drink my fill and leave someone breathing and not rip their head off like my brother is that I can revel in it. I can make it fun.
Don't reflect on like anything that brings you down or makes you tremble about doing this, really, because Elena's going to be hesitant.
I really did believe Alex when he said he loved me.
Compassion, right?
He promised we'd be married. We even went down to church. San Vittore and Brieno.
Alex!
I laid him to rest in the place where we were to be married.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Oh,
kind of hopeless
Oh.
fool does that?
Someone who cared. Oh shit.
But that's what you wanted to know, isn't it? Because I buried him with his sword.
Oh fuck.
Will ever sit around a table telling stories about a man who couldn't love? Do it. Look me in the eye and do it, you coward. Do it!
Did she force herself there?
Anything. It's just you and me in this, Stefan. Some secrets are stronger than family.
Just like last season, these two are in cahoots.
You don't want to be like me.
I don't know how to
You have
say
your
so
kicks, Elena has hers.
Hey.
I don't
It's
know.
her and David.
I keep becoming someone that I don't want to be. I don't think I'm gonna survive this.
Hey. Yes, you will. I promise.
He's gonna have to assure her without without her acknowledging that there is a cure. Oh, is he gonna rip his head off? There we go.
In Mystic Falls, killing vampires.
Why the hell did you send me there?
Son of a bitch! Of course! Of course! It didn't hit me. I mean, thing is, though, when he was, you know, talking about how essentially all of the supernatural shit was like, it's just, you know, nothing big. I was starting to have a bit of doubt. Because it's nothing like it's never anything like that. There's always something he's hiding, and boom. So, of course, we weren't to know until like the final, you know, few moments when his tattoo became more. Yeah, poor Nate. Oh my god. Yeah, you know, especially with this whole like detail about the 5 and all of that. Yeah, it's definitely a bit more juicy. That was great. That was great. I love that. I really enjoyed going into this and getting a bit more knowledge about the 5. Obviously, following the last episode, it's going to be a very, very curious matter, I would say, because, you know, naturally, when you've got this new bit of lore that is being teased, you want to, you know, open those can of worms and see what all the hubbub is about. See why Klaus is very invested in this. So yeah, and I called it. I guess I called it with the whole cure thing, but it makes sense, really. I mean, you add the math together in regards to, well, Klaus is happy to pry into a little bit of knowledge, in regards to the 5, as well as the fact that, you know, he thinks that, well, Elena might be some sort of benefit to him. It now seems once again after that was all completely eliminated when she turned into a vampire. So yeah, and not just that though, but naturally we're gonna lead into a debate about a cure for vampirism, as I mentioned in my last episode. When you're dealing with vampires, typically they do bring up the subject of curing one from vampirism. So, and you'd expect with the Vampire Diaries that would be no different. So, but it's not going to be an easy situation, as I guess was discovered in this episode, really. So, Yeah, but it was really good. It was really, really good stuff. So, although I was not expecting... Well, then again, I did say in regards to the professor, like, that there is something more going on when he just completely brushed aside this fascination with witches and all that shit. As if it was, you know, going to be meaningless. As if, you know, oh, there's nothing big to unpack. He's just, you know, an enthusiast, if anything. That was never going to be the case. But him just sending Connor into Mystic Falls was a very, very nice reveal there. So I'm intrigued to find out a bit more there. But yeah, I really, really loved going into that, like, little bit of a revelation there. So yeah, I mean, obviously Connor was going to break out. He is... It's so funny, though, because, like, even if he was aware of certain things, he would be a tough case to crack in regards to trying to interrogate him for information, because we know how I mean, he's only been in a couple of episodes, but we kind of get a bit of an idea about how ruthless he is, right? And, yeah, he is not going to be restrained whatsoever, especially when they revealed... about the fact that, well, if he kills a vampire, it will unlock more of the puzzle, if anything. That was setting things up to, yeah, Connor's gonna break out, so, yeah. And, yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be very, very, I mean, this is just a thing as well that might appetite, because it's still eliminating vampires, isn't it, by, you know, getting this cure and all of that, so, yeah. So, but it's going to be very interesting to follow the situation, because obviously Klaus is on his way to find the cure, and yeah, after, you know, Rebecca let slip. So yeah, I did sympathize so much, and it's so funny though, because, you know, Rebecca has not been in the good graces considering these last few episodes. But I just couldn't help but feel sympathy for her, like, especially when she reflected on her past with Alexander, and how she was easily manipulated. She believed Alex's that love. She thought it was just genuine, and yeah, obviously she can look back and just reflect with sadness that not only you know, did she just get betrayed, but also she opened her, I guess, dead heart. She opened her heart to this I mean, he even essentially proposed to her, so and, you know, she was head over heels for him, so and, you know, it's just gonna absolutely shatter you, so yeah. And you can't really blame Rebecca with the way that she is, you know, wanting to find someone in life and, you know, win them over in regards to, you know, just trying to have that love, really. So, yeah. She's obviously completely different in terms of like, she even said it, like, you essentially, to paraphrase, that you can't open your heart out to someone. So yeah, and that's it. Yeah, I feel there is that difference between Klaus and Rebecca. She is happy enough to potentially open her heart out to someone, and there is that vulnerability, really. So I really, really love the way that, you know, not only did this episode really peer into a bit of sorrow for Rebecca and how, you know, what happened in the flashbacks. There was that betrayal for her, and Klaus just thought it was complete idiocy. Like, especially since not only did she make herself emotionally available for someone who was, you know, pretty much against vampires, but also the fact that these were still early days for the originals, and thus they nearly got themselves wiped out. So yeah, it is funny though, because I'm just thinking about the fact that Elijah did scold Klaus for not really, keeping things discreet and all of that. And he's like, you know what, the notoriety, I'm thriving in it. But, a few people are going to turn, a few people will turn their heads against you, and, that notoriety that you're thriving in, it could lead to your downfall, so you're overconfident. And I'm just thinking how funny that is in regards to Rebecca, not really thriving in that notoriety, but more so thriving in terms of love, and obviously, yeah, so... But again, Klaus and Rebecca, different in terms of how they, I guess, see the idea of love, really, because, again, with Rebecca, she is just someone who has that drive, really, when it comes to love, really, so... and she like I said, there is such a drive. It's really consumed her life, really. So, and just the idea that Alexander just, you could say, stabbed her in the back and all of that. Yeah, it just hurts. So, yeah. So you can't really blame Rebecca for feeling absolutely heartbroken reflecting on this whole Alexander situation. So, but of course she was the key when it came to revealing the location of Alexander, with her making that mention about her burying him, even though that there was that betrayal. I mean, she still loved, and but obviously that was a bit of an Achilles heel, her revealing that, because there revealed the information that Stefan and Klaus, because she didn't know Klaus was there until he was just like, you know what? But they needed that information, and it was a big upsie. But she was reminiscing, and again, love is a constant drive, I would say, for Rebecca. So, yeah. But I will say that scene where Rebecca did let slip was very, very nicely done anyways, because, I mean, not only did you feel sympathy for Rebecca, but also you got to peer into Stefan and how he made that mention about, what, if the cure is there, I would take it. So he makes a mention about the fact that he would like that eternal life with Elena. But at the same time, if it means we can do this, if it means we can do that, I will happily take the cure to be with Elena. So, and that's it though. I feel like for the cure itself, this whole thing, I mean, obviously Elena's the target in terms of, okay, let's get her back onto the human side. But for Stefan, I feel like he needs this the most. Not for him. I mean, yeah, he did express the idea that he would turn human if it meant he could spend the rest. But that's it, though. He's wanting to win Elena back completely. And of course, Elena's in this very, very difficult path at the minute where she's very worried about where things could go for her as a vampire. But for Stefan, this idea of a cure will silence any worries about Elena slipping away and being fully consumed into that vampire role. And she doesn't want to be like Damon, and which is very understandable, especially with, you saw that that blonde person that Elena was going to snack on. Saw that picture, and I knew from that moment she was not going to feed on her, because we know Elena has a very, very compassionate side to her, and if it was Damon, oh no, he wouldn't even flinch. But Elena, she couldn't do that with that compassion being a part of her, and she doesn't want to lose that as well. So a cure would really remedy that situation. Depending on things, of course, because by the time this cure, by the time the sword can be taken, Elena might have already gone too far into that darkness there. So, but you get the idea. So, and yeah, for Stefan, he can, you know, he can capture Elena in his arms, just save her basically. So, and at this moment, there is that driving force that, I mean, I can save Elena, I can save her from going too far into this darkness because, yeah. It's just that worry, isn't it, in terms of the humanity switch that they, you know, talked about. Turning it off would just, again, as I mentioned in the reaction, it's like a core piece of you has been ripped out, and you can't do that with Elena. So, and that's it though. Elena is, there is that idea that Elena is, I guess, like, when it comes to taking a life and all of that, Elena's gonna crack. And that's what Stefan is worried about in regards to, like, thinking about, well, Elena's not going to be able to handle this because of that humanity that she even said that she doesn't want to be like Damon. And that's it though. So there comes that moment where that humanity switch off and Elena's gone, in a sense, because that humanity is a driving factor for Elena, and she doesn't want to lose that. Damon doesn't want her to lose that, because what will that do to Elena? I mean, she doesn't want it to be like this, and whilst she is still trying to adjust, you know, just this idea of going to OTT and all of that, to driven into the lust. She doesn't want to live like that, and yeah, it's just very, very rough. So, but I will say, I don't know, I did like the scenes with her and Damon, and you know, that roofie guy. Yeah, I did like that, actually. Like, going back to that person who had her sister, and how Elena hesitated. I do like the differences where you see someone who's completely innocent, someone who has a little sister and all of that, and, you know, Elena just can't go through with it. There is the guy that tried to roofie someone, and Elena was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna snack on him because he's a prick. I do like that. Of course, there might be heightened emotions that play a part in this. Like, she is absolutely disgusted, rightfully so. But yeah, it just works really, really well in terms of Elena's struggle to fight for that compassion, I would say. So, yeah. But there was that moment where, you know, both Elena and Damon are just so before Bonnie walked in, Bonnie was the saving grace to having common sense hit Elena. But before that, when they were on the dance floor, it was so intense. You could tell something was going to potentially happen. So yeah, but I really, really did like that in regards to, like, the intensity between them two. It was really, really intense. So, and again, like I said, if it weren't for Bonnie, I don't know. Well, no. I mean, Elena would have snapped into that, like, reality check, but I just find it funny that Bonnie walked in and then, yeah, boom. So, ow. But, yeah, I'm going to move the PS4 out the way because I just whacked my elbow. Don't want to be doing that every time. Anyways, yeah, I will be looking forward to see where things go. Obviously, there is this whole secrecy when it comes to, yeah, Elena can't find out. No one can find out about it. I mean, this shit doesn't always stay a secret. Whenever someone says, keep this a secret on TV, it never stays a secret. So, that's going to be fun. But also, Rebecca is definitely going to get undaggered. Yeah. See, what I thought was, because she was so consumed by pain and all of that, that she lunged into the dagger herself. I don't know. That was how it looked like from my perspective. But I think, you know, Klaus inevitably did. Yeah. So, he did cave into what Rebecca wanted. But yeah, Rebecca's going to get undaggered. So, by who? That remains a mystery, but once Rebecca is undaggered, shit's gonna hit the fan. Because, well, she now knows that Klaus will be after the sword. So, yeah, once Rebecca's undaggered, that's gonna be fun. But we'll just have to wait and see what does happen. But yeah, great lore episode, I would say, in regards to the 5. Very intriguing stuff, but also really, really great stuff in terms of Elena and that fight for, you know, her as a vampire and her not wanting to lose that part that makes her human, I would say. So, yeah, but until then, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feed and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoy this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!